This is The Healthy Healer, where true voice is your medicine. This is where we help doctors and other healers navigate through the challenging times by learning from the best minds in the healing industry. Laugh, cry, and be surprised. It's entertainment, education, and inspiration so you can continue to be the unique and amazing healer you were destined to be. Welcome to humanity. Welcome to The Healthy Healer with Dr. Fred.
Hello, everyone. It's Dr. Fred, and welcome to the next episode of a short. It's related to my conversation with my now good friend, Fred DeFalco. Fred's up to so much in his life, and he's had such a storied and speckled life up until now to get to be who he was and to get to be who he now is. So, when asked who he was, he said he's become the man that God intended to be through and through. And this is obviously true to the man that I had the opportunity to speak with this week. This is a man who's a serial entrepreneur and has really come to believe that all the issues of failure and setbacks that us humans have in our life are a function of our belief system. And in fact, he would like to rid the English language of the word belief system. So the idea is we have belief system A that's dropped down there for purity, and then belief system B is dropped down belief system A, and then C on B and D on C, E on D, etc., until we have a whole host of belief systems stacked on one another. In Fred's methodology, what he teaches and what he coaches in order to master the notion of failures and setbacks through finding a more proper mindset that gives access to a pure soul is that we get to peel back those onions, that each belief system is seen as another layer of onion. And if we can pull back each one at a time, we get closer and closer to the access of our original soul. Through watching Fred and listening and having this conversation with him, I was able to see a man who clearly has gone through that process. Now, he's had an exorbitant amount of trials and tribulations, hurdles, obstacles, and challenges in his life. And he's withstood those and oftentimes actually grown effectively as a result of them. As he states, when the circumstances get darker, the truth gets brighter. And this has been his experience. He is a graduate of Course of Miracles, and he's also highly influenced by his contact with Bruce Lipton, as well as many other thought leaders that he's rubbed elbows with over time. Living down in Boca Raton, Florida, Fred has an opportunity to work with some of the wealthier people in the country and work with them to master gaining even more wealth. But it's not wealth that he's about. It's about personal wealth, the wealth of managing life without having the circumstances absorbed by our inner belief system. If we can eternalize instead of internalize, it's Brett's notion that we get an aspect, we get an access to what it really means to be somebody and master our setbacks and failures. All of these setbacks and failures, he equates to a company that he built called soulcancer.org. And soul cancer is what he says we all have. It's in a way of us living a failure-free life, us living a setback-free life, seeing failures and setbacks for what they are and not adding our ego level of emotionality to them, making them bad and wrong, appears to be one of the things that Fred is officially focused on. So who he has become is somebody who is really moving forward the world. And inside of this mind, body, soul mastermind, or the mind, body, soul combination, Fred has really created a community of people who are following him. And the 920 that he's putting together is something that is going to help entrepreneurs who are up to something big and great in the future actually finance their projects if they're along the lines of moving humanity forward. So I really appreciate the opportunity to interview a man like this. He spoke a lot about who he's become and all the trials and tribulations, including the loss of two brothers, one of them in prison, the other one who went to prison many times and for many years and then eventually suicided. Then he had a divorce for which he was married 40 years. And after some soul searching, realized that he had divorced. A year later, he lost his daughter to a disease and then was divorced from his wife for 7 years before eventually deciding to get back with her. And she had prescription drug problems, and he was able to walk her off of those medicines, much like the undoctor does, and get her to a safe space where her critical condition was downgraded to being totally alive and well, and a woman who is in love with her husband. He says he's never been happier. And the reason is there's no reason to change the zebra stripes. He is really up to beautiful things in the world. And many of us could really benefit by emulating and being inspired with what he has to say about how to move forward. I invite you all to explore working with Fred in the future, including looking up his name on social media and even seeing what his mastermind. Thank you for being part of the listenership of the Health Healer. I really appreciate that you're here and invite you to share and comment below as well as subscribe so that other people can enjoy this podcast as much as you. Thanks again, and we will catch you on the flip side. Bye.